The 1970s were a fascinating time, especially when it came to what the rich were eating. The wealthy didn't just eat to fill their stomachs, they dined to show off their status and sophistication. From luxurious meats to exotic seafood and decadent desserts, the food choices of the 1970s elite were all about indulgence and flair. In this video, we'll uncover 5 surprising dishes that were favorites among the wealthy during this iconic decade. Number 1. Steak Diane. Steak Diane is a classic dish that became highly popular among the wealthy in the 1970s, especially in upscale American restaurants and private dinner parties. This dish is characterized by its rich, buttery sauce made with a mixture of pan juices, cognac or brandy, Dijon mustard, Worcestershire sauce, and heavy cream, which is then flambéed to create a dramatic presentation. The name Diane is believed to be derived from the Roman goddess of the hunt, symbolizing the dish's robust and hardy nature. What set Steak Diane apart in the 1970s was not just the flavor, but the entire experience of having it prepared tableside. In an era when dining out was becoming a form of entertainment, the flambeing of Steak Diane added a theatrical element to the meal. This technique involved igniting the alcohol in the sauce, creating a burst of flames that captivated diners. The visual appeal was as important as the taste, making Steak Diane a symbol of luxury and sophistication. Rich in flavors and aromas, it combined the savory taste of perfectly seared steak with the complexity of its sauce, creating a taste profile that was both bold and refined. Beyond its preparation, Steak Diane's popularity was also due to its versatility in how it could be presented. Chefs in the 1970s experimented with various accompaniments like sautéed mushrooms, garlic mashed potatoes, and steamed asparagus, which complemented the dish's richness. The tenderness of the steak, usually a high-quality cut like filet mignon or sirloin, was essential to the dish's appeal, ensuring that it was juicy and flavorful, even as it was sliced into thin medallions. This meticulous preparation and high-quality ingredients meant that Steak Diane was often reserved for special occasions and celebrated events, underlining its status as a meal for the elite. The appeal of Steak Diane also lay in its ability to bridge the gap between traditional and modern cooking. The sauce, rich in cream and cognac, harkened back to classic French cuisine, while the tableside preparation appealed to contemporary tastes for interactive and visually engaging dining experiences. This blend of old-world charm and new-world innovation made Steak Diane a favorite among those looking to impress with both culinary skill and taste. During the 1970s, there was also a growing fascination with culinary history and revivalist cooking trends among the wealthy, which brought dishes like Steak Diane back into the spotlight. Originally popularized in the mid-20th century, the dish saw a resurgence due to its nostalgic value and its ability to showcase a chef's technique. This era's focus on sophisticated dining experiences made Steak Diane a natural choice for those who wanted to blend tradition with a touch of modern elegance. For those cooking at home, preparing Steak Diane became a way to emulate the high-end dining experiences they enjoyed at exclusive restaurants. Recipes for the dish started appearing in popular cookbooks, often simplified for the home cook, but still emphasizing the importance of quality ingredients and proper technique. The use of flambe in a home setting added an element of excitement and spectacle, making it a favorite for home entertainers looking to impress their guests with a bit of culinary drama. Steak Diane remains a nostalgic favorite, remembered fondly as a dish that encapsulates the spirit of 1970s fine dining, elegant, dramatic, and rich in flavor. Its enduring popularity is a testament to its appeal as a symbol of a bygone era of dining luxury and sophistication. Number 2. Shrimp Cocktail. Shrimp cocktail was a quintessential appetizer that epitomized the sophistication and affluence of the 1970s dining scene. Served primarily in upscale restaurants and at lavish gatherings, this dish was a favorite among the wealthy due to its simplicity and elegance. The presentation of the shrimp cocktail was just as important as the taste. Large, perfectly poached shrimp were meticulously arranged around the rim of a glass goblet, often set on a bed of crushed ice to maintain their freshness and visual appeal. The cocktail sauce, a tangy blend of ketchup, horseradish, lemon juice, Worcestershire sauce, and sometimes a dash of hot sauce, was served in the center of the glass, inviting guests to dip each shrimp and savor the burst of flavors. The choice of shrimp for this appetizer wasn't arbitrary. Only the finest quality shrimp were selected, typically jumbo-sized for their plumpness and firm texture. These shrimp were often sourced from premium suppliers, ensuring they were fresh and of the highest grade. The shrimp were lightly seasoned and boiled to perfection, then immediately chilled to stop the cooking process, preserving their tender texture. This meticulous preparation was key to achieving the ideal balance of a tender yet firm bite, a hallmark of a well-prepared shrimp cocktail. The shrimp cocktail also symbolized the growing interest in health-conscious dining among the wealthy in the 1970s. Unlike many rich and heavy appetizers of the era, shrimp cocktail was light and low in calories, aligning with the decade's emerging trend of more balanced, nutritious eating. This appeal to health-conscious diners was further enhanced by the shrimp's high protein content and low fat, making it a luxurious yet relatively guilt-free choice for an appetizer. Additionally, the social aspect of enjoying shrimp cocktail at parties or dinner gatherings added to its allure. It was often served as part of a seafood platter at the start of a meal or during cocktail hours, encouraging mingling and conversation. Guests could casually dip and eat while engaging in social interaction, making it a perfect fit for the more relaxed yet refined dining style of the time. The shrimp cocktail's elegance, coupled with its accessibility and the fun, interactive way it was consumed, made it a staple in the entertaining repertoire of the wealthy. Furthermore, the popularity of shrimp cocktail in the 1970s can be traced back to its association with retro glamour and a sense of nostalgia. It harkened back to an earlier era of fine dining, evoking memories of classic American steakhouses and continental restaurants where such appetizers were a symbol of luxury. The resurgence of interest in mid-century culinary traditions during the 1970s brought shrimp cocktail back into vogue, but with a modern twist, incorporating fresh ingredients and contemporary presentation styles. Number 3, duck à l'orange. Duck à l'orange became an iconic dish for the wealthy in the 1970s, representing the era's fascination with French cuisine and sophisticated flavors. This dish, known for its balance of rich, savory duck meat and a sweet, tangy orange sauce, was a staple in high-end dining settings and often graced the menus of the most exclusive restaurants. The preparation of duck à l'orange was complex and time-consuming, requiring precise culinary skills to achieve the perfect balance of flavors. The duck itself was often prepared by roasting to ensure a crispy skin while keeping the meat tender and juicy. The key to its flavor was the sauce, made from fresh orange juice, zest, and a reduction of duck stock, vinegar, sugar, and often a splash of Grand Marnier or Cointreau to enhance the citrus notes. One of the reasons duck à l'orange was so beloved among the affluent was its combination of luxury and tradition. Duck had long been associated with gourmet French cuisine, and this particular preparation added a modern twist to a classic dish, aligning perfectly with the tastes of a generation that valued both innovation and heritage. The sweet and savory pairing of the orange sauce with the rich, gamey flavor of the duck was seen as a sophisticated choice, appealing to those with refined palates who were eager to experience a range of flavors in a single dish. The presentation of duck à l'orange was another aspect that appealed to the wealthy. It was often served with a garnish of thinly sliced oranges and fresh herbs, arranged meticulously to create a visually stunning plate. The dish was not just about taste, but also about aesthetics, reflecting the 1970s trend toward meals that were as beautiful as they were delicious. Additionally, the duck was typically carved tableside in high-end restaurants, adding an element of performance to the dining experience. This tableside service not only highlighted the skill of the chef, but also engaged diners, turning the meal into an event and emphasizing the exclusivity of the experience. Beyond its flavor and presentation, duck à l'orange also symbolized a move toward more health-conscious dining. Duck meat, while richer than chicken, was seen as a healthier option compared to the red meats that were commonly consumed at the time. The use of oranges and a light sauce, as opposed to heavy creams or butters, was also in line with the decades' growing awareness of balanced eating, making it a popular choice among those looking to enjoy gourmet dining without the heaviness of more traditional fare. Duck à l'orange also played a role in social dining, becoming a popular choice for dinner parties and special occasions. Its complexity and the skill required to prepare it meant that it was often reserved for the most important events, signaling a sense of celebration and luxury. The dish could easily be portioned and served to multiple guests, making it ideal for gatherings where impressive cuisine was a must. This communal aspect of enjoying duck à l'orange, where the dish became the centerpiece of a shared experience, only added to its appeal among the affluent, who often sought to host elaborate, memorable events. Number 4, Caviar and Blen. Caviar and Blen were the epitome of luxury dining in the 1970s, representing a taste for the finer things among the wealthy. Caviar, the salted roe of sturgeon, was highly prized for its delicate texture and rich, briny flavor, which varied depending on the type of sturgeon and its region of origin. The most coveted varieties, such as beluga, osetra, and sevruga, were sourced from the Caspian and Black Seas and were seen as the pinnacle of gourmet food. Each type of caviar had distinct characteristics. Beluga caviar, with its large, soft eggs, offered a buttery flavor, while osetra provided a nutty, firm texture. Sevruga, the smallest and most abundant, was known for its intense, salty taste. Blini, the traditional Russian pancakes made from buckwheat or wheat flour, were the perfect vehicle for serving caviar. Their soft, slightly tangy base complemented the rich flavors of the caviar, creating a harmonious balance. The blini were often made fresh to order, ensuring they were warm and fluffy, enhancing the contrast between the cold, delicate caviar and the warm, soft pancake. The preparation of blini was a careful process, as overmixing could result in tough pancakes, which would detract from the overall experience. Blini were traditionally served with a dollop of crème fraîche, finely chopped onions, hard-boiled eggs, and sometimes a squeeze of lemon juice to enhance the caviar's natural flavors. The pairing of caviar with blini was more than just about taste. It was a ritualistic experience that conveyed status and sophistication. The serving of caviar was often done with mother-of-pearl or bone spoons, as metal could alter the delicate taste of the roe. This attention to detail was part of the luxury experience, reflecting the care and reverence with which caviar was handled. It wasn't uncommon for the presentation to include elaborate ice sculptures or silver serving dishes to maintain the caviar at the perfect temperature, ensuring its quality from the first bite to the last. Caviar and blini were not just an appetizer, but a statement at any high society gathering, symbolizing wealth, exclusivity, and a taste for the exotic. The allure of caviar was partly due to its scarcity and the difficulty of harvesting sturgeon roe, which required careful, skilled labor. This rarity made it an ideal choice for those looking to impress, as it was known that only the very wealthy could afford to serve such a delicacy regularly. The experience of eating caviar and blini was about indulgence, taking small, deliberate bites to savor each mouthful, often accompanied by a glass of chilled champagne or vodka, which were believed to cleanse the palate and enhance the caviar's flavors. The cultural significance of caviar and blini in the 1970s also stemmed from the influence of Russian émigré communities and the fascination with Russian aristocratic culture. As a result, this pairing became associated with old-world luxury and decadence, appealing to those who sought to emulate the sophistication of European high society. In American fine dining, particularly in cities like New York and Los Angeles, caviar and blini were a highlight at exclusive events and banquets, where the presentation and quality of the food were as important as the guest list. Number 5, Cherry's Jubilee. Cherry's Jubilee became a dessert of choice among the wealthy in the 1970s, renowned for its dramatic presentation and the rich, vibrant flavors it brought to the table. This classic dessert involved poaching cherries in a sweet, slightly tart syrup made from sugar, water, and a bit of lemon juice. then flambeing them with a generous splash of brandy or kirsch, a cherry brandy that added depth to the dish. The flaming effect not only made a stunning visual impact, but also enhanced the cherry's flavor by caramelizing the sugars and imparting a subtle smokiness that elevated the dish beyond its simple ingredients. The origin of Cherry's Jubilee dates back to the late 19th century, but it gained renewed popularity in the 1970s due to its combination of showmanship and taste. It was often served over vanilla ice cream, which provided a creamy counterbalance to the warm, boozy cherries. The contrast of hot and cold, along with the interplay of textures, smooth ice cream and tender cherries, was designed to delight the palate and impress diners with its sophistication. The dessert was not just about taste, it was about creating an experience that felt indulgent and celebratory, perfectly aligning with the decade's trend of lavish entertaining. Serving Cherry's Jubilee was an art form in itself. Skilled chefs would prepare it tableside in upscale restaurants, using a chafing dish to control the heat and ensure a perfect flambe. The moment the brandy ignited, the room would often fill with gasps of awe as blue flames danced across the cherries, captivating guests and adding a theatrical element to the dining experience. This spectacle was an essential part of its appeal, transforming a simple dessert into a memorable event. For many, the flames symbolized the height of culinary drama and luxury, making it a popular choice for special occasions and celebrations among the elite. The choice of cherries for this dish was also significant. Only the freshest, most plump cherries were selected, often sourced from regions known for their high-quality produce. This focus on quality ingredients ensured that the cherries maintained their structure and burst with flavor even after being cooked. Some variations of the recipe included a hint of spices like cinnamon or cloves to add warmth and complexity to the dish, while others might incorporate orange zest for a citrusy brightness. Cherry's Jubilee was more than just a dessert. It was a symbol of elegance and a testament to the culinary trends of the 1970s, which emphasized both flavor and presentation. It captured the essence of a time when food was as much about visual and sensory impact as it was about taste, reflecting a period in which dining out was not just about eating, but about being seen and experiencing something extraordinary.